all that, isn't it? Why not socially, as we have moved on and grown, etc., why not continue that for education?
Well, I mean, just use his own words. Arbitrary cutoff at grade 12. Well, hell, I mean, with that logic, then why arbitrary cutoff at 2 years of community college? Why not 4 years at an Ivy League school and postgraduate, doctorate, MD, whatever have you? I mean, why arbitrarily cut it off at 2 years of junior college?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, so here are my arguments about it. Here are my thoughts. Number one, simply and most basically, since I began this sentence, we've gone further into federal debt. We're at $18 trillion, the highest that it's ever been. We talked about this the other day. There are 1,500,000,000,000 good ideas that we cannot afford. Number one.
Right.
That's one thing for me. And I put up on my house rules wall, I think I actually even treated it from the right mics, is that Tom Sowell said this, is that the redistributionist game is the oldest one in the book. And that is that you quietly take people's money from them and then you flamboyantly give some of it back.
That's yes. And demonstrating again why he's genius.
Yeah, and as far as the arbitrary number in that, that is what we're doing. And is this the right time and place to spend? I mean, for me, the issue. I think the issue can be ended. I think we could stick a fork in it just on the financial thing alone. There might be some sort of payback investment. I mean, you're looking for you said that, hey, show me the factual data and all like that, and I'll just give it. I'll concede it. I'll grant it. Yeah, okay. At some point in the future, these dollars will be paid back. But there's still today's dollars being spent, and we can't do it.
Speaking of those dollars, okay, you mentioned since we started this conversation, the tremendous increase in debt. Here's the deal, okay, and this is from the White House. Suggests that what's a quote? 9 million. If all 50 states participate, the proposal could benefit 9 million students each year and save those students an average of $3,800 in tuition. This is from the White House. So, doing a bit of quick math, and of course, I don't do Common Core math, so I was able to actually to get this done in a relatively quick period of time. That's 342 billion with a B billion dollars a year, Housem.
Wait, what?
Yeah. 9 million students saving on average $3,800 in tuition a year. Do the math, that's $342 billion.
What's $1 billion, man?
Yeah,
Jeez.
Billion here, billion there,
It's Yeah, you know what? Here's my opinion about this. Honestly, I'm too cynical on the political side of it. I think that this whole thing, him doing this, is designed. He had Nancy and Harry for 2 years, and then for 4 years he's had Harry. The reason why he's proposing it now, 3 days after there's a new Republican sheriff in the Senate and as we just discussed, a reaffirmed sheriff in the House. Why is he bringing it up now? He's bringing it up now because he knows, just like his budgets that he consistently gets turned down in Congress, he knows it's going nowhere, but he can throw up this thing. Hey, I want to educate the 19 and 20-year-olds, but look at these goddamn evil Republicans
Dude,
who
you are
deny it.
very potty mouth today.
Yeah, I'm pissed, man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I agree with what you just said, and I'm as cynical as you are, but here, let's take it a step further. This is, I hate to use the word genius and Obama in the same sentence, but this guy's not stupid. Here's kind of the genius of both the proposal as well as the timing, okay? Because he knows that that proposal could very well be defeated in the Senate and the House. So what the genius of it is, he once again is what Democrats do. He can put Republicans in a position where come 2016, the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, hopefully she will have died of a Botox overdose by then. I'm kidding. But the Democrats can say, look at how the evil Republicans denied funding for underprivileged people to go to college.
Wait, I'm sorry, Mike, say that again.
Just the relative evil genius of Obama and the Democrats being able to put this thing out there. If it doesn't pass in the House and the Senate, both controlled by Republicans, then Democrats in 2016 can run on, among other things, they can bring this up and they can say, look how the evil Republicans denied education for people who need the money.
Yeah, that's what I think this is all about.
It's exactly all about that.
It doesn't have anything to do with 6 years into his presidency, he woke up and thought, "Oh my God, I just came up with a brilliant idea." It doesn't have. An actual brilliant idea. No, it's for me. This is all political optics. And I think that so now I'm venturing into politics, which is not my bailiwick. I think that Mitch McConnell and John Boehner should film themselves at the front of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to say, you know what, Mr. President, we are totally on board with this. We think that continued education of all Americans is essential. However, we've got $18 trillion in debt. Would you please line out for us those things that we should no longer pay for as a government, not general closing loopholes, not raising taxes. Right now we are experiencing greater tax revenue than we ever have as a country. So it's clearly a spending issue. Would you please identify the dollars out of the budget that you would like to replace with your new program, and we will sign it into law less than 2 minutes after you deliver it back to us. We'll stand here at the gate and wait for you to respond.
Bingo, on board. Listen, and let's talk about it just for a second. There's a quote from him in here that I got to hit too, but just for a second first, non-politics. Facts, okay? And again, I know liberals hate facts. Forget the fact that the average college student, this just came out earlier this week, and I've seen this stuff in the past, the average college freshman, Michael, reads at a 7th grade level. Okay, and then you throw in, you and I both, I think, feel similar about Common Core. I mean, everything from revisionist history to you have parents that can no longer help their children with basic math in grade school. So this notion, listen, let's get people to be on a 7th grade level when they enter college first. And then let's worry about two free years of college education.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, have you seen the numbers of the incoming freshmen, even at UC schools, that have to take remedial classes? I mean, I'm sure that's part of what the president is doing. This is a way to solve that issue. Another thing just came to mind right now.
You guys are terrible.
What?
You and Van Laar.
Oh, yeah. You just saw that thread. But do you think that there's accidentally any thinking about obtaining continued support from the teachers' unions to this?
Do I think that there's what relative to the teachers' unions? I'm sorry, I was turning around.
That there's any bit of a nod and assistance to the teachers' union for this. I mean, the CTA and the what's the National Education?
Let me answer. I mean, maybe in the respect that obviously, if you get a lot more people going to school than you would have had were they not comped, then I guess, I mean, you just, you do that math as well. I mean, then you need more educators, you need more people in administration because you got more kids to educate. So, I mean, I think, in that respect, at least, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're totally right, man.
So Obama says, okay, I had to read this last quote, okay? He said, it's something we can accomplish, and it's something that will train our workforce so that we can compete with anybody in the world. And this gets back to the dude who you said put up the 3 points. You've got, again, college freshmen reading at a seventh grade level. This is what Democrats do. Is to make this sweeping statement so that we can compete with anybody in the world. If we pay for, we being taxpayers pay for 2 years of community school for someone. How can he? Where's the beef? You know, as they used to say. Where's the data to support that completely sweeping statement? We can compete with anybody in the world if we do this. Come on.
Well,
Dude, I'm
doesn't
sorry. I'm
it?
going to go into the other room and shoot myself. Can you finish a show?
But here's the thing, though, is if you set aside facts, history, and reality, doesn't it make you feel good?
Well, see, exactly. And that's where you and I blow it every time.
That is the struggle we have on the right. You were mentioning,
Dude, we don't see the big picture.
just we were mentioning this thing. It's still in the same thread. I'm looking at this guy's Facebook thing. Breaking: Obama proposes free college education to 9 million Americans. His comment is, "This is the guy I voted for." We went on and on and on and on and on here. One of his comments was about taxes and this and that, and he brought up Denmark. He brought up Denmark having one of the highest rates of taxes, one of the happiest, the happiness index. It's the single happiest country on the planet Earth, one of the highest educated, one of the highest tax rates, and all that. And I said, yeah, let's be like Denmark. They're such an economic powerhouse. There's a few million people that are, squirched right in between, Germany, Holland, and Sweden, or wherever the hell Denmark is. And he said, you know what? Why not try to be like Denmark? Why not try
I got
to
a
be
shorter
happy?
answer for him. Move the hell to Denmark.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this is what they do. Then they often point to the Scandinavian countries because with a straight face anymore, they cannot point to most of Europe. But it's powerhouse Denmark. We want to be like Denmark. Oh my God! Like I said,
okay, just for fun, let's just play some word association from Denmark. Okay, for me, I've never been to Denmark. I spent a lot of time in Holland. I would love to go to Denmark. There's three things that come to mind when I think of Denmark. Okay, number one is I took a bunch of philosophy classes in college. So I immediately think of, oh my gosh, what's his name? You wrote Fear and Trembling, the famous Dane philosopher from the 1800s.
I got nothing.
Oh my God, I can't. I was just thinking about him, and my brain went. All right, I'll get back to it. So here we go to Denmark. And word association. Number one is I think about Danishes, which are unhealthy but delicious.
They are good.
I totally love those. Another thing I think about when I was in high school, playing a lot of golf. Smokeless tobacco was a very, very big deal, and Copenhagen made me hurl my guts out.
There we go.
And then lastly, one of my favorite philosophical writers was the Dane Soren Kierkegaard.
Okay, there you go. Listen, I got one. It's that naked mermaid on the rock. That statue.
Oh, that's in Denmark?
I think so.
Oh, now that I say that, also Hamlet took place in Denmark.
There we go. You know what? I did know that, actually. I do have just a tad bit of culture, even if not on purpose. Okay, dude, we're under a minute.
Is there anything else that Denmark has contributed, let's say, in the last 100 years?
I got nothing.
No, so we can't be like Denmark. So, folks, you have been listening to The Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum. We've got 1/2 hour left. We've got a handful of more things to talk about before we finish out the week. Thank you so much for listening. Right after the news break, we'll be back. Thanks for listening.